Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another YouTube Live. Good evening, everyone. All right, we see some people popping on. If you are watching the replay, you can just fast forward a few minutes to get to the point when we are actually getting started and getting into the meat of the matter. All right, so we have some persons online. I want you to go ahead and just share this link, use this link and share it. Share it on Facebook, share it in somebody's DM, share it on WhatsApp. Just go ahead and share this live. All right, the numbers are climbing. Welcome on Facebook. So we're live on Facebook in the Teacher Entrepreneur Success Club. That's the name of our Facebook group. And we're also live on YouTube at bossteacherlive.com. All right, so just about 1 more minute to get everyone popping in, and then we're going to jump right into the meat of the matter. Right? All right, so just another few seconds, guys. And we're going to be getting started. So just go ahead and share. And I'm hoping by now you are able to hear me. Awesome. All right. All right, so let's get started because we are going to be getting straight to the point as usual, and then I'm going to be facilitating the Q&A at the end. So for those of you who have questions, when we get to the end of the talk, I'll open up for Q&A. You can post your questions inside of the comments and I will respond to you there. So welcome to another Boss Teacher Live. We meet here every single Monday evening at 7:30 p.m. Jamaica time. Now, if you're in the US, right now it's Eastern Standard Time, but I think when daylight saving time is all over, then it will be 7:30 p.m. straight across the board. And basically when we meet here on a Monday evening, we talk about things relating to teacher entrepreneurship. How is it that you can use your skills, your talents, and expertise as an educator to generate additional streams of income? So that is the topic for every Monday night session, and I try as best as possible to address the concerns that you have. So when you ask me a question on any of the sessions, when you send me a DM, when you respond to any of my emails, and you ask me personal things, I try as best as possible to make them general so that everyone can benefit. And I discuss those topics on these sessions. So when I ask you, when I say it's Q&A time, I really want you to participate in the Q&A sessions because these sessions help me to plan future content. So I know exactly what you're interested in, what you want to learn about. And so I can plan future lives accordingly, just basically answering your questions. All right. So a few days ago, I got a DM from one of my followers, and the question she was asking was that she needed some help because she was not getting enough customers in her business. Now, if you're running a business, the main point of running a business is that you need customers in order to generate income. And if you're not getting any customers, then you have a big issue there. It means that your business is not profitable at all. So the challenge that we have as solo entrepreneurs, like especially if you're just starting out, the challenge that you have is that two things. A lot of teachers tend to lose confidence in their business because one, we think we are not trained enough in business because, you get taught a little bit of entrepreneurship when you're getting your teacher training. But at the end of the day, you don't get taught how to run a business. So that's one limitation. And the other limitation I find is that so many teachers are so engrossed in their teaching, like everything that is concerned about teaching, whether it be writing lesson plans, marking papers. I had a conversation with a teacher today. Her entire day was just engrossed in marking papers. And for us in Jamaica, this is actually the first day of school. So we have all of those things that are limiting us from giving our businesses rather 100%. But there are things that you can do in order to ensure that your business is still thriving Despite the fact that this might just be your side hustle, you're still thriving. Thrive as in making a lot of money and your business is growing, despite the fact that you might not be able to commit to the business the way you want to. All right, so as it relates to not having any customers or enough customers in your business, I have 3 points here that I want to share with you. And I have to make this disclaimer early, because as I was making this list, I was thinking about the service-based businesses. I was thinking about the business of the person who messaged me, and I was thinking about how this can practically be applied to them and you as well. However, this list is by no means exhaustive. Like, there can be additional things that can be added to this list. But I think these are usually the main ones that a lot of people struggle with, because here's a problem. A lot of persons think that running a business is just having a product or a service to sell, and you just come up with something to sell and you sell it and that's it. Business doesn't operate like that. I like to talk about the principle of one. Like, pick one and pursue it. And maybe one of these days we'll go through what exactly does that mean when I say pick one and pursue it. And that is the secret behind being successful especially in a service-based business. So let's run through the 3 pointers that I want to share with you as to why you might not be attracting the kind of customers that you want into your business. So the first thing is that you might not be extremely clear on your messaging. You might not be extremely clear on your messaging. And what exactly is your messaging? Your messaging includes the problem you solve, how you solve that problem, and who you solve that problem for. All right, let me say it again. Your messaging is the problem you solve, who you solve that problem for, and how exactly do you solve that problem. And I would dare to add how the solution, as a part of the solution, how does that solution transforms the lives of your students or your clients, depending on who your customers are, right? So let's break that down a little bit. You are in a business, whatever your business is, what is the main problem that you solve in your business? If you're a Spanish tutor, the problem could possibly be that you have a bunch of students getting ready for their end of high school exams, whatever it's called in your area, and they're not ready. They don't feel like they're prepared. So their problem is they need an A, but they don't see the way that they're going to get an A at this point. And so they come to you for tutoring. And the solution that you provide is that you are going to guarantee, you are going to promise them that at the end of this relationship, however long the tutoring is going to last, you are going to promise them that A at the end of the day. And if you can come up with such a very strong promise and you're confident in yourself that these students, if they follow everything that you tell them to do, if they do all the assignments, follow your guidelines, do all the homework, do the SBAs or do the orals like you tell them to do, if you can guarantee your students an A with whatever process you have as part of your tutoring, then that's a very strong messaging. Because here's the thing, you've already identified the problem they are having, and you have already promised them that you can solve that particular problem. Now, who you serve are students at the end of their high school journey. So you're not serving 4-year-olds who are trying to learn a Spanish. You're not serving middle-aged students who are trying to figure out whether or not they want to do Spanish as part of their exams. You are serving a specific group, right? And that specific group is usually in the 15 to 17 age range. So you're very clear on who you serve. You're very clear on the problem you solve. And you've given them a promise. You've said to them, I can guarantee that A. So how you go about guaranteeing that A is completely up to you. You determine the outline. You say, okay, this is the system I'm going to use to get you from where you are now to getting an A in your exam, in your Spanish exam at the end of your sitting, right? So you have to be extremely clear on the problem you solve, who you solve that problem for, and how you can solve that problem for that particular individual. right? And all of that goes back to what I said earlier about one, the power of one. Pick one and pursue it. Find one problem and build your business around that one problem. Right? My business is built around one single problem. The problem that there are teachers out here in the world who go home with a lot less pay than they desire, and they are looking for an additional stream of income. That is the only problem I solve in my business. And I solve that problem multiple different ways. So that's the problem. Who do I serve? I serve teachers. I have one problem, one audience that I serve. And what is the promise I give them? I promise every teacher that comes to me that I can help them to build out an additional stream of income, a second income stream, whether it be building out a business or whether it be building out an online course. But I guarantee, my promise to you is that I am going to use your skills, your expertise, your knowledge, your talents to help you to build out a business that is going to generate income for you. That is the entire business model of the Boss Teacher brand, right? And so when a teacher hears about me, and if they are interested in making more money, they know exactly already that Julia is speaking their language. Julia is speaking their language because Julia is speaking to me. I am a teacher. Julia is speaking to me. I want to make some more money. Julia is speaking to me. I'm in the exact age range and demographic that Julia is addressing. Julia is not addressing a teacher or not a teacher, a student teacher who is in college and wants to make some money on the side. If teachers like that want to find me, absolutely no problem. I can still help them. Julia is not talking about a nurse who is sick and tired of working at the hospital. No. So I'm not all over the place trying to address everybody's needs. I specifically target teachers. And so when you get very niche is the word, when you get very specific about your messaging, who you serve, what problem you solve, and how you can solve that problem, then the right people that are included in the frame of your messaging are going to be attracted to you. Do nurses follow me? I don't know, but I haven't noticed any in my email or in my timeline, right? Do police, doctors, lawyers? There might be a few, but I can guarantee you that if I scroll through my email, if I scroll through my social timelines, the majority of persons that are within my circles, my social circles, who are following me on digital are teachers. And I know that because a lot of you have been DMing me. A lot of you resonate with my messaging when I speak. So I know exactly who I'm talking to, and I know exactly the kind of people who are attracted to me. So when you are selling, and let me tell you, messaging, it doesn't matter what you sell. It doesn't matter if you're selling a product. It doesn't matter if you're selling a service. As long as you are a new entrepreneur, you're just starting out, you're trying to figure things out, you have to start by focusing on one. You are not a Pepsi. You are not a KFC. You are not one of those large telecommunications and international brands. You are not that. Those people have the advantage of just doing whatever, like, because they have already saturated the market. So don't compare your business to a big brand like a Pepsi. Don't compare your start to a big brand like Black Entertainment. Don't compare yourself to Sony. Don't compare yourself to Apple and Google. No, you're just starting out. They have the advantage of jumping into any business they want because they've done it. They've arrived. They've been building their businesses for many, many years. And so they've already established themselves. So they have the opportunity to venture out into multiple different streams. But when you're just starting out, make sure you zone in on your niche and make sure you get that messaging right for the group of people that you are targeting. Guys, please remember to write your questions down, have them handy, and get ready for the Q&A session. All right, so that's point number one. Point number two is the reason that you might not be getting enough customers in your business is you're not showing up consistently enough. A lot of people come to my breakthrough strategy sessions and we sit and we have the discussion about How consistently are you showing up in front of the people you want to buy from you? Right? Some people have a Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever page that is just there. They just created it, and it's just there. Right? There are other people who will post, but the post in Jamaica, we say when the spirit take you. They post when they feel like. And when they feel like posting is usually when they get a little ounce of motivation. And that does not happen very often, once in a blue moon. And that happens. So if you're posting every 2 months, you do one post, like your audience sees a post from you one time this month, and you don't show up again until the end of December or the beginning of December, that does not constitute consistently. Here is why showing up, especially in these times, because there used to be a time when you didn't have to use social media to market your business. You didn't have to. Why? Because there was no COVID-19. So people could go to networking events, we could go out, hang out wherever, and pitch our business to whoever. Like, networking events were great. Now networking events are on digital platforms. Like, I have a young lady, not young, a lady in my circles that her business model is built around creating networking events for business people to meet each other, right? So back in the day, and we're talking about February of 2020, before there was COVID-19, you could do a lot of marketing and a lot of networking offline. But a lot of that is limited nowadays. So whatever your business model is, you better find yourself on social media, or you are going to be left behind. And so when it comes on to social media, you have to now show up consistently. And showing up means you're going to be posting consistently. I'm not saying you're going to get up every day and post 5-6 times on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever platform you're on, Pinterest, right? But at least a couple times per week, I try to post at least once per day, minimum. That is my minimum. And I don't post on the weekends because I take weekends off. Like, weekends are mine. I don't work on the weekends. You send me a message on a Friday, I'm not going to respond to it until Monday, right? So during the week, Monday to Friday, my goal is to post at least once per day. And when you are posting on social media, you have to post content that is relevant to your audience, right? How can you educate your audience about your particular topic, about your particular field? Whatever it is that you are trying to sell your customers, right? Try and educate them, try and entertain them, try and inspire them, try and empower them, try and share other people's content that is relevant to the area that you're in, right? There are tons of different things you can share on social media. And it was just today I was reminded of a document that I am yet to finish putting together, of 60 ideas of some of the things that you can share on social media to just keep the consistency going, right? And that is something, as a matter of fact, while we're talking, just type in the comments and let me know. Would you want, let's say, an ebook, because it's an ebook that I'm putting together. Would you want an ebook with just a list of ideas of what you can post on social media so that you can be consistently showing up in front of your audience? Let me know that. Just type it randomly in the comments. But yeah, so it's important to really show up in front of your ideal customers consistently. What that does is 3 things. It gets the people who are watching you, because there are always people watching you on social media. Now, some people may never like your post, they may never comment, but they are watching you. And it gets those people to do 3 things. It gets them to know you, it gets them to like you, and it gets them to trust you. Once you've covered those 3 bases, those people have 0 problems spending and investing their money with you, because they've been watching you consistently over the past few weeks, over the past few months. And they see the content that you're consistently producing, and they see the value that content has, right? And so when they see that kind of value, they say, oh, I know Julia, I know Shanique, I know Stacy. Stacy has been showing up on her Facebook profile, on her Instagram profile, sharing information about topic X all this time, right? So she must be knowledgeable. I've been watching her videos, I've been tuning into her lives, I've been reading a few of her posts, and it makes sense. What she's saying is making sense. So your potential customers gets the sense that they know you based on the content you are producing. Now imagine that you are only putting out content once every 2 months. That's not enough opportunity for your potential customers to know who you are, right? As a matter of fact, if you post once every 2 months, your post might not even show up in their feed based on the social media algorithm. The more consistently you post, the more your content is shown to your followers, right? So it gets them to know you, right? It gives them an opportunity to decide whether or not they like you. Do they like your personality? Do they like how you show up? Right? Because some people won't buy from you, because you're black. Some people won't buy from you because your hair short. Some people won't buy from you because you smile too much. Some people won't buy from you because the voice of your pitch is too high. And those are some of the things I have heard, just FYI, right? So, but that's okay. You cannot serve everybody. Everybody will not be your customer. Right? But those people who decide that they like your black hair, your high-pitched voice, and your red lipstick and all these things, they like your personality, they like how you talk, they like how you come across. Those people are the ones who like you, and you give them an opportunity to trust you. Because you're consistent. The trust is developed when you are consistently delivering value, content that is valuable. And I've been told multiple times how valuable my content is. Not only that, I've checked my statistics, my insights on Instagram and on Facebook, and see the number of people who are saving my content. People don't just save your content because they mistakenly touch the button. They save your content because they find whatever information you're sharing valuable and they want to keep it and refer back to it in the future. Right? So those are the things that encourage your customers, your potential customers, to know you, to like you, and to trust you. And once they've covered all of those bases, they are at a higher percentage rate of making a purchase from you, putting an investment into whatever program, whatever service, whatever product you are selling. Got it? So showing up consistently. If you are showing up right now once every 2 months or once per month, try and increase that number. Aim for at least once per day. Not all the time. I mean, me personally, my goal is once per day, Monday to Friday. You won't see me post on a Friday, a Saturday or a Sunday. And usually if I do, it is very, very random. I'm gonna be honest with you. But consistently during the week, my aim is once per day. If you can't do once per day, try to show up at least 2 to 3 times per week at minimum. So people are seeing you, and the more they see you, they need to see you at least 7 times before it really resonates in their brain. So if you're posting once per month, you're giving them 7 months before they decide whether or not they like you, trust you, or even know you, as a matter of fact. Right? So show up consistently on social media. I'm going to give you an assignment. That's the teacher in me. If you have a business and you don't have a social media page, when I say page, I mean like a page, not a profile, not a Facebook profile when people are sending you friend requests. So let's talk about Facebook for a minute. On Facebook, you have 2 different features. You have the profile and you have the page, right? The profile is where you're accepting friends, like you're clicking to accept friend requests, right? And you're requesting for people to befriend you from that that is your profile. That is not for business, right? You need to search for the option on Facebook that says create a page. That is a business page. And that enables people to come over and they like your page and they start to engage with your page. The same thing for Instagram. If you have an Instagram profile, search through your Instagram settings and change your settings to a business page. Because having a business page opens up your page to a lot more insight and in terms of what your your page can do. Like you are limited with a Instagram profile, but with your Instagram business, then you have a lot more opportunities. You can get statistics and insights into a lot of the engagement and so on, right? So that is your assignment. Go and create a Facebook page and an Instagram business page. If you already have a Facebook page and you already have an IG business page, and for those of you who are on LinkedIn as well, you need to optimize, go in LinkedIn and optimize your LinkedIn profile for what you do in your business. And if you have a job, you want to on LinkedIn, this is just for LinkedIn. If you are employed, you want to make sure that you include your employment information as well. So put information about your current employment, put the information about your business. So optimize your LinkedIn page for what you are doing now. And those are the three main platforms I will tell you to approach. Now, here's the thing where a lot of people get confused is, do I go on LinkedIn? Do I go on Facebook? Do I go on Instagram? Do I go on Twitter? Do I have to show up every day post once every day on every single one of these platforms? Initially, yes, because unless you know definitely which one of these platforms your ideal clients hang out, your ideal customers hang out, if you don't know which platforms your ideal customers are on, then I would recommend that you at least try out 2 to 3 of them and then see which one you get the most engagement from. The one that you get the most engagement from, stick to that one. Stick to that one. So you might want to do that, let's say for 2 months, just go on all of the different platforms, not all, 2 to 3 of them, not to stress you out. Go on 2 to 3 of them, share information on each of the platforms and then watch it, see where all the engagement comes in and then decide, do I need to continue sharing on this platform A, platform B, or platform C, because the engagement is high over here, right? So showing up consistently on the different platforms, the platform that you show up consistently on an ongoing basis is going to be dependent on where your ideal customers are. So wherever they are, that's where you need to find them. Wherever they are, that's where you need to find them. And you have to know the kind of demographic for the people who are on these different platforms. And I in my mentorship program, I break down the different demographic and I break down exactly the kinds of people who are on the different platforms. So you don't have to go and take 2 months to figure it out. You know exactly where to go from day one. Right? And that's what mentorship does. You get the exact know-how from your mentor and your coach. So point number 1 was messaging. Get very clear on your messaging. Point number 2 was consistently showing up consistently on social media platforms. And people nowadays, when they think social media, they only think Instagram, I kid you not, Instagram or maybe Facebook. Yeah, but Instagram and Facebook are not the only 2 things. There is Instagram. Of course, there is Facebook, there is Twitter, there is LinkedIn, there is Pinterest, there is TikTok, there is YouTube, there is Periscope. What am I missing? I think those are the 8 most popular ones out there. So you just have to figure out where your ideal clients are and share consistently on that platform. Now, the third point I want to leave with you tonight, why you might not be getting customers in your business, is that you do not know how to sell. That's a big problem for teachers, I know, because I started off by saying we don't get business training in school. We don't get sales training, full stop. And a lot of people get hung up about asking for the sale. It is a mind shift that we all have to go through. And when I say all, I mean all, because it is something that I had to get over as well in my business. I used to get nervous about asking for a sale. I felt like I was begging people things, when I was asking for the sale, even though I was offering value and I knew the value that what I was offering in exchange. I knew that my course was awesome. I knew that the ebook was awesome. I knew that whatever service I knew the effect it's going to have. But I was still not very confident about asking for the sale. And you have to get to that place where you're confident asking for the sale as often as you need to. So if you have a goal of making $100 this week, and Monday you post something on your social media page and it didn't ask for the sale. Tuesday, you didn't ask for a sale in the caption. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday come and you didn't make any sale. It's your fault because you didn't ask anybody to buy. You cannot assume that because you're posting pictures of this pretty dress, that people are going to assume that they must buy it. You cannot assume that. I've seen profiles on social media where people are just posting pictures of themselves. They're not selling anything, but you see a consistent theme running through their feed. And people might just see you posting and think you are one of those people who like to show off your dresses. You understand? So you cannot assume that people know that you want them to buy. You have to tell them. You literally have to tell them. So in the caption of your social media, you can say, click here to sign up, or click the link in my bio. All right, send me a DM and I'll give you instructions how to get it. You have to tell them that this is for sale and I need you to spend your money on it. You understand? And even when you're having one-on-one conversations with people, don't get too hung up about asking for the sale. In order to ask for the sale, you have to be very confident about what you can deliver. And you have to get past the mental block that you don't know how to sell. Because really and truly, if you're running a business, you are selling, whether it be a product or a service, you are selling. So you have to ensure that you're confidently selling your products and your services as often as you need to. As often as you need to. So question time now, guys. Question time. Let me do a quick review of the 3 pointers that I've written down. Like I said in the beginning, this list is not exhaustive. It's just the 3 that popped into my mind immediately as I thought about the question. And I said, let me just expound on that a little bit. So we're basically at the 30-minute mark and we sit here for half an hour and then we do Q&A. So those are the 3 that I'll cover in the 30-minute frame period. All right, so post your questions in the comments while I am doing the recap so I can just respond to all of them. All right, so a quick recap on the 3 reasons why you might not be getting enough customers in your business. 1, your messaging is not as clear as you think it is. Like, you have this awesome product, but does your client understand exactly what you're selling? And some point I forgot to mention when I was expounding is that sometimes you ask some people what it is that you do for a living or what it is that your business does, and they answer you. You see, if you have to ask them again, explain that to me, please. Your messaging is not clear enough. If somebody comes to you and asks you what you do, and you tell them what you do, and they have to ask you to explain, it means your messaging is not clear. In one go, less than a minute, in just a few seconds, because people's, attention span these days are very, very short. So if you can, in about 25 seconds or less, explain to a potential customer what you do, what problem you solve, who you solve your problem for, and how you solve that problem in 25 seconds, then you have a pretty good messaging. And if they listen to you and they don't ask you, oh, so what does that mean? Then you know you have a clear messaging moving forward. So get your messaging clear, because your customers need to understand how you can help them before they can invest in you. If they don't understand how you can help them, like, I'm not gonna spend my money if I'm confused about what you do. Think about your own self if you're shopping. If you're confused about a product or a service that somebody has, are you gonna confidently spend your money with them? Probably not. And it's the same thing for your customers. Think about their mindset as well. So you gotta get clear on your messaging. The second thing is to show up consistently on social media. So you want to get to your customers to know you, to like you, and to trust you. And when you cover those 3 bases, then they will be confident enough to spend their money with you. And then the final thing is you need to ask for the sale. A lot of you don't ask for the sale enough. You ask for it month end when you think people get paid. You can't wait until month end because they didn't plan you in their budget. You have to start asking for it from before so that they know they want this thing. So when payday comes, I'm going to put down X amount in order to contribute to making a purchase for that product or that service. Has what I have been saying, that sentence sounds grammatically incorrect. Let me know if I have been making sense. What I have been saying is making sense to you. Is it practical information that you now think you can use and generate some more income, attract some more customers to your business so you can start making the kind of money you're really thinking and dreaming about? Have I been making sense? Let me know in the comments. All right, so while I'm waiting for you guys to let me know if I was talking foolishness, let me just check some of the comments that have been coming in. All right, Cam on Facebook is saying that, yes, she is really interested in that ebook. It is something that my students in my online course program asked me for, because as we went throughout the program, they realized that apart from what I teach them to post on social media, because there's a main type of content, the story posts that I teach them to use to sell their courses. They weren't sure what else to post. So it was literally a request from my students inside of my online course training. And so I promised that I would put together an ebook for them to share some ideas of what they can post. So my goal is 60. I think I'm about 2/3 of creating the 60 different ideas of what you can post on social media. So imagine having 2 months worth of content just put on and you just walk away. Yeah. So like 60 is literally 2 months worth. So my goal is 60. I believe I'm at 40 something. Different ideas that you can post on your social media following, and that really will help with showing up consistently for you, because if you know what to post, it's easy for you to create that post and just schedule it and just walk away, right? And that's another thing. Oh, there's so many things I'd like to share with you. Time will not persist. So yes, Cam, I'm definitely putting that together. It was today I had a conversation with another student of mine, just churning over the idea that I really need to finish that ebook. So it's coming. All right. So Sonny is pretty much, you're interested in the ebook as well. All right, keep your eyes peeled. I'm going to work on it. I promise. Sonny says, any ebook you have to offer, we'll take it. Absolutely. So true about those persons watching you. Yeah, there are people who are watching you on social media. You never know. I have a keynote speech that I have to deliver in early November. This is a young lady that she barely had a social media presence when she learned of me. Came on Instagram, watched me, didn't like any of my posts, didn't comment in any of my posts. She literally just purchased one of my programs just out of the blue when I was promoting it, came into the program. She's gone through the program, finished the program, got so much value out of the program. She's one of those, she was 65 years old, and this was the first time I was hearing this comment. I think she was 64 at the time when she joined the program, and she had her birthday while we were in the program, and she said to me, Julia, I want to be like you when I grow up. And somebody else told me that today, and every single time I hear it, I am absolutely honored. And so she joined my program, took the program. She was in awe and amazement of what she learned. She went back to her school. Her school is planning an entire conference, and she decided that I have to be the keynote speaker. You understand? This is somebody who didn't like any of my posts, who barely had any social media. All she had was an Instagram page with her name. I don't even remember if her face was on it. I believe I encouraged her to add her face to it. She don't have any posts. There's nothing there. You understand? But this is somebody who saw me, they saw me showing up consistently on social media. She got to know me. She got to like me. She got to trust me. She got to invest in my program. And she went into her team meeting at her institution and decided that, listen, Julia is the keynote speaker. And she kept calling me and insisting on me that I send her the information because she's going to the meeting today. And she you understand? So you have those people who are watching you and you don't even know. You don't even know. So you have to be engaging with those people all the time, because you never know when those relationships lead. I remember last year I went to an event and I met a very prominent leader in a very well-known bank in Jamaica. I walked up to her, about to shake her hand, introduce myself, and she said, I know, I follow you on social media, but I keep in a low profile, so I don't really comment or like on any of your things, but I know you. Can you imagine? This very, very well-known manager, if you've been on social media very often these days, they've been showing up in their red and white self, right? And this is somebody that is very known in the public eye. And you don't know, you never know who's watching you. So when I talk about showing up consistently in front of your audience, that is what I'm talking about. Your impact can go far and wide, and you don't know because you're only posting once every 2 months. And people don't know the value that you have to bring. All right, let's see. What can you say regarding Facebook group and or versus Facebook pages? Okay, so Facebook pages and Facebook groups are two different things, right? A Facebook page is like a virtual storefront for your business. You know, like you walk into a brick and mortar, you open the door and they say, oh, these are the clothes you can buy, or this is the ice cream you can get, whatever, right? A Facebook page is like that virtual storefront for your business. Now, if you have a virtual business like mine, everything that I do is online, right? Well, 95% of what I do is online. So if you have a virtual business like mine, your storefront can be your website as well. But if you don't have a website, a Facebook page is a very good place to start. No, so let's bring the analogy in. So you have your Facebook page, it's like your virtual storefront. The people who are interested in your product, they walk through that door, they like your page, and they decide they're going to engage with you. They scope out, they take a look, and they peek here and there at whatever products or service you have to offer. And, you know, they get updates whenever you post, and so on and so forth. So that's just a way of keeping an audience engaged. The difference between a Facebook page and a Facebook group is that a group is more like a community. Like, these people are interested in your products and services, but then they might not be ready to buy, or they have bought already, but you just want to keep that kind of community engagement going. So you have a Facebook group of all the people who are interested in your products and your service, and you just try and keep the conversation showing up consistently, keep the engagement going. So it's more like a community where they can engage with each other. On our Facebook page, they can't really engage with each other. They can only engage with you through your posts. So that's another difference. On your page, they engage with you through your posts. If they send you a direct message or whatever. In your Facebook group, then everybody can interact with everybody based on the nature of the group. So it's two different things. And even in terms of the algorithm that Facebook has, Facebook favors groups over pages. Like you will post something on your Facebook page, and you might have 1,000 people liking your page, and only 50 of them saw the post. It's because the Facebook algorithm is designed in such a way that they want page owners to spend money on ads. And so they've reduced the engagement on pages in the hope that they will encourage you to spend money on ads to promote your business. Now, with Facebook groups, especially if your group members have their notifications turned on, when you share a post in your group, most people will get notified. more people will get notified in our group than on your page. They have an opportunity. So for example, when I started this live tonight inside of the Facebook group, the group members would have gotten a notification to say, hey, Julia has started a live in Teacher Entrepreneurship Success Group, right? So little things like that are different in terms of how the group versus the page operate. Another difference is that you cannot run ads from a group. You can only run ads from a page. So I always tell business owners from day one, create a Facebook page, because you never know when you're going to be running ads. And whenever you decide, if you decide to run ads 2, 3, 5 years down the line, having an already established audience on your Facebook page is going to be good information for you when you're ready to do ads, based on how the ads dashboard and the advertisement system is set up inside of Facebook. Having an already established audience on your page gives you a greater reach for your ad. So just a few differences there. All right. So Daphne is saying that tonight's session was practical and relevant information. Thank you so much, Daphne. Let me double check on Facebook if we have any more questions. Guys, post your questions in the comments. I'm going to get to all of them before we leave tonight. Oopsie. Let me turn that back around. Guys, you see in my wall. How do I turn this back around? I mistakenly switched my camera. Okay, there we go. Cam is saying you are a pastry chef. Okay. Well, these principles do apply to pastry chef as well. As for you, Cam, you're just gonna have to start posting some fabulous pictures of those foods that you are making. Foods always catch people's eye, especially if you have great lighting. A nice plate, good lighting, you don't even need garnish. A nice plate and good lighting. Absolutely. Any more questions, guys? Any more questions before we go tonight? Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for staying till the end. I saw a few people popping in and out, but for the most part, you guys are here, and it just a testament to the fact that this is value, relevant and practical, as Daphne said. All right, so if you don't have any more questions, let me just remind you that we meet here every Monday, and we meet here every Monday, 7:30 p.m. Jamaica time. Right now it's 7:30 Central Standard as well, and 8:30 Eastern Standard. I think daylight saving time ends in November, so by that time we'll all be on the very same time zone. Now, I talked about mentorship earlier. And a big part of what I do is I help educators and emerging entrepreneurs build a brand, build a business, a profitable business out of your skills, out of your expertise, out of your knowledge. You don't have to go back to school to learn anything that I am teaching you to do. So whatever you have here, so this big head of mine, whatever you have here in your head, you can literally use it to build out an entire business. If you don't have a business idea, I teach you exactly how to develop a business idea. And this is all based on what you already know. It's not anything new. So once we decide what your business idea is, we're going to be working on your messaging. Right? So we work on your messaging to ensure that who you serve, the problem you solve, and the people you cater to are very, 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 very clear. So if you're interested in starting from scratch and building out a full-fledged profitable business using your skills, your knowledge, and your expertise, I want you to pay attention to this website that I'm about to give to you. It's teachers2bosses.com. And this is the procedure. When you go there, you are going to be required to watch a short video. And that short video explains some basic principles that I have been implementing in my business in order to take the Boss Teacher brand as far as it has gone over the past almost 2 years. A lot of people think I've been in business forever. I only started this business in 2018. So in November, that's next month, I'm going to be 2 years old. And in order to have accomplished so much in 2 years, it took a lot of mentorship, a lot of strategies. And today I'm working on building out predictable systems in my business. So I want you to just watch that video and just get an insight into the kind of business you can develop. Once you've completed watching that short video, I want you to schedule a free discovery call with me. Now, the discovery sessions last between 45 minutes to an hour. And on those calls, I really dig deep to help you understand your business a little bit more, to work on the goals in your business and help you to get clear on exactly what you need to focus on as a start. And then once we are through with really diving deep and dissecting your business, I decide whether or not the mentorship program is a good fit for you. Now, if it's a good fit for you, I'll share with you what the mentorship program is all about. If it's not a good fit for you, at least you will still leave with some value, because there are 3 things that I cover inside of the program that if you never sign up for the mentorship, you're going to leave with something that's going to help you to build your business moving forward. So that is what the procedure is. So go to teacherstobosses.com and just watch the video, schedule a free strategy session with me, and then we decide the way forward from there. All right. So remember, teacherstobosses.com. All right, guys, that's it for tonight. I'm not seeing any questions popping in just yet. You're welcome, Cam. Cam is saying that he or she, I'm not sure, learned a lot. Thank you for the information. You're welcome. I'm seeing Victoria. Hey, Kaz, giving me 2 hand clap. I'm assuming that you enjoyed the session as well. So that's it for tonight, guys. Remember to invite another teacher to the session next week so we can all get value from these sessions, right? Hoping to see you next week. Hoping to see some of you scheduling your strategy sessions. Walk good and good night.